Hi, welcome to Ocean Yemi's channel. So today I'm gonna do part 2 of Light Body Goddess and her daughter shenanigans. Medea got an interview with she had an interview with Light Body Goddess's ex, and most of it once again lines up with what was said. So I'm gonna play it, and then I might say a couple things while it's playing. Okay, I'm just gonna do reaction commentary, whatever they call it. I don't know what them I call it. I'm just gonna do it like this, and I'll take it from there. So hopefully, let me put on my thing.
And so whatever happens to me in this reality, I take full accountability for it. So again, the reason I am here today is to basically tell my part. I've seen, where the story was told by Alicia, who also goes by, Kosha, who goes by Alicia. But she's actually twisting things because to me, she's a bit delusional. She's twisting things, and she's also even only telling one side of the story. Usually I kind of let people slide and don't worry about things too much. But if it's one thing that I've learned from these two individuals is to not suffer in silence and make sure I speak my truth. So that's why I'm here today, to not suffer in silence, not be belittled, not allow anybody to play my character, but for me to step up and allow those, whoever is entertained by this, to see who I am from me, or to learn who I am by me. And it's okay. People still will have their own opinions about things, and that's just okay. For me, I just want to clear the air because I know for myself that I meant well and I did all that I can do. I don't know how I ended up being responsible for people's downfall, but that's the way it's looking. That's the way it's playing out. So yeah, go ahead. Thank you.
Well, I want to kind of back up before we get seats. I want to back up a little bit as far as how did you guys meet? Because this was my assumption. That my assumption was because I was watching the ladies for a long time. I was watching TSA for a minute. And I saw you in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
In the lives, I saw you in the comments. Like, did you guys meet online?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember seeing I think her name is Sister Solar in the comments because what's it, Goddess? I don't even know. Rose used to say that was her wife, and like how Nature Boy used to say, "Oh, my wife is in the comments," and blah de blah de blah. She used to do the same thing. So yeah, I remember seeing her as well. I remember seeing her in the comments as well. So yeah.
So that's a good question. That's a good question because I know you had mentioned I just all of a sudden started following her journey, which I've seen parts of her journey before we actually met. But I watched it and it just seemed like it was too much for me. It seemed like it was just a lot of drama. I was just to myself, I was like, who is this loud older lady? So I just kind of changed the channel because that's not what I wanted. That's not something that I wanted in my subconscious at the time. But fast forward, maybe I can't even say, maybe 6 months or so down the line, I ran into her again. This time she was in Africa. But let me back up too. I started this journey a long time ago. I started this journey 2017 as far as getting back to nature and healing thyself and detaching from certain things. So I'm not a bandwagon type person. I've been doing this for myself. I've been doing it, for me. So it wasn't in a spotlight, per se. But yeah, so like I mentioned, I saw her online in Africa, and she was speaking, how Africa is where we needed to be. And I also felt that because for the longest, I've had this thing where Africa is home. I went natural. I cut perm from my hair back in 2004 or something like that, because I was tapping into my roots and who I know I am. So I did cut perm from my hair. I went natural. I started this dreadlock thing long time ago, and I'm not even gonna say dreads. I don't like to call it dreads. I'm gonna say locks. I started locking myself, my hair back in 2004, and that's because I wanted to bring out who I knew I was. I'm a African queen. I come from the motherland. I'm connected to the roots, and because I know who I am, I wanted that to show through. And so that started with my hair. And as some people may know, once you start, allowing your natural self to show, other things just start to take place. So Africa kept popping up in my reality. People who've been knowing me for years always said there was something different about me. They always associate me with Africa. And right now, if I walk around, people ask, "Are you from Africa?" So it's just a part of me to be attracted to Africa. Now, when I was on live, talking about the benefits of being in Africa, I was with that. I'm like, that's true, that's true, that's true. As far as, eating organically, being there, where it's affordable, and just being around our people, that all makes sense to me. So we connected on those terms. I was in her live. You have seen me on her live. At the time she was in Africa, I was in Costa Rica. And so she was like, pull up, pull up, pull up. And I was like, I can't really pull up, but we continued to connect, day to day. And then I ended up going back to the States because I needed to see family for one, and work as well to get some more money.
Now, this was when she was in Uganda with her daughter. That's the time she's talking about, really, to identify exactly where she's talking. This is the time when she used to come on and she was giving the Back to Africa talk, but obviously it wasn't a genuine thing. She thought that she can finesse Africa and make money off of Africa, and I'll be trying to add that into the live. If I haven't added it into the live, if you go down the videos that I've done of her, you'll find all that. So let's go back.
So I don't mean to go on and on and on, because I know some people's attention span is kind of low.
No, and I definitely want you to get your point across, and we're here to listen.
Okay, thank you.
You speak your truth.
All right, here we go. So so I was in I ended up going back to the States, and I continued to just, connect. Her birthday came, I sent her a donation. She also told me about a pool table business that her and
now, didn't I talk about the pool table in part 1? I spoke about the pool table business that never jumped off. It never jumped off. In the pool table, I think, was in the backyard of the compound where they was, right? And nothing really came out of it. Nothing really came out of it, really. Right. I think it was a problem with getting the pool table to the house, or something had happened why there was a delay. Okay. So she got money from the woman for the pool table business. Right. Now here how this woman how the not to say the dots always line up. Now for those who have been following Light Body Goddess, from when I covered it, and I'm not saying about, oh, nobody should cover it. When I covered it specifically, that was one of the things that I think did come up. I think I spoke about the pool table. I think I spoke of it, but I also spoke of how they were begging to get money from the people for donations. Now, this is really key and really important for people to listen to, because this lady literally says to them, they don't have to do it. They don't have to do all that. They don't have to go online and do all that. Especially when Light Body Goddess started living with her. So important that we listen to the stepping stones and the different phases and the different situations to which the lady decided that she needed to speak out, just like the lady yesterday, how she needed to speak out. Now, Solar, her name is Solar, like Soula, got fed up of a kosher speaking out, or they were talking about her or something like that, and the texts that was exchanged, which I'm gonna find, and I'm also gonna put that on my channel because it all correlates with the same thing. Okay, it all correlates with the same thing. So let's listen up.
Her daughter and her daughter husband was trying to establish. And so I also helped with that because I saw that she wanted to stay in Africa. And so I was like, shit, if that's where you feel like you need to be, I support that, you know. So that's where the support and the connection came from. And then all of a sudden one day she told me that she wanted to come to the States. And so we talked about that. And then randomly one day, she also told me that she bought her ticket. I'm like, whoa, this is happening fast. So you are coming to the States. It's not that you want to come to the States. You are coming to the States. She had connected with an individual. I don't really want to call names because I know some people are private too and just behind the scene, kind of watching, don't want to be put out there. But there's a sister that she connected with that allowed her to come stay with her and even work for her, right?
Oh,
and so I was like, yeah, when she,
I know who you're talking about.
Okay. So yeah, that was a great idea when she told me about it. That was a grand idea. I'm like, shoot, if that's, you know, where your attention is right now, is that's where your energy is right now, then you should do that. So I encourage that, you know. And so that's what she ended up doing. Then when she came to the States, we ended up linking up in person in Atlanta. And so we linked up, you know, things took place. We began to bond even more. But some time had passed, maybe a month, not even that long, where, you know, she didn't, well, let's see. Okay, her daughter wanted to come. Her daughter was left in Africa. But after seeing her mother enjoy herself as a grown individual, she wanted to be a part of that. She saw the food, she saw us vibing, she saw all this and that. So she wanted to then come to America, even though that was not the plan. So she ended up coming to, but while she was in Africa, I was supporting her. I was like, yeah, no worries, we got you, because I thought that's what she wanted to be with her husband. So I'm like, no worries, we got you. We're going to help as much as we can. I did. There is a screenshot that she had on her page where I said, you know, we got you. And I didn't mean that because you was in Africa. And I always wanted to help people in Africa that was so-called suffering, feed the hungry children and things like that was always a part of, you know, something that I wanted to do. So you're in Africa, if she's in Africa and I'm in the States and I see where I had extra money, yeah, sure, you can get that. You know, that's where that text, I don't know if you have that message, but that's where that came from, where I said, we support you, right? But she ended up coming to the States. So if you're coming to the States, then why do I need to support you now that you're in the States? I am with your mother at this point, and anything that your mother gets, you can benefit from it. Sure, yes, so, indeed. You know,
I'm tired of you know, hiding certain things. Hold on one second. Oh my God. When I
and so she didn't work either. So they just continued to move from hotel to hotel, me, because my job assignment kept changing. Okay, so one assignment we went to, what was the first? Okay, one assignment I went to, excuse me, in Alabama. They came along and Kosha was talking about getting back to Africa to be with her husband. So I was like, are you sure that's something you want to do at like 7? And she's like 7 months pregnant. And she was like, yeah. So I purchased the ticket. Well, okay, their cousin knew somebody that had a hookup with some tickets. The ticket that they were charging was $8 for a push to get back to Africa. I went ahead, I put a down payment of $600 on the ticket, and we only had owed $200. But when it was time for me to pay the $200, of course, she realized that she lost her passport, so she couldn't go to Africa. she became even more bitter. She became sad. Every day she said how she wanted to be with her husband. We like, that's nobody's fault. You cannot continue to do this every day. You lost your passport. Now you just have to wait to get another passport. But, you know, she was too far. She became too far along in her pregnancy, and we didn't agree with her leaving at a certain point. So we was like, all right, when you have the baby, you can go. She wanted to have a natural birth. Her mother had left to go to Costa Rica. Man, but this is like maybe 2 months later, but I guess this is a highlighted point. So I'm gonna talk about this. Her mother had left to go to Costa Rica, and she was like 9 months pregnant, like she was getting ready to have the baby. And we were staying in the hotel, and her mother was like, just have the baby wherever you're at. Don't worry.
So the hotel I think they're talking about is the one where they kept showing the lives from a lot, and then when the cousin was sitting on the bed and saying to people a whole lot of gibberish. I actually remember that time. I might have to find the videos, to put together with what she's saying. I wish I can play them the same time as she's talking, so it could be correlated exactly because I remember these times because the cousin also was getting mad when people wasn't giving them donations. The cousin was getting upset with people and all sorts of things and doing the most on the live. It was just crazy. And the one of them in the parking lot walking around, I think I don't know where it was, near the airport, walking around. I think that's the time the lady's also talking about where the cousin opened up her top so you can see her breast. Because in the picture, when I was looking at the thumbnail, you literally can see her breast as she opens up to show the belly as she's pushing a kosher around in the wheelchair. And mind you, the cousin was very, very heavily pregnant at this time too, right? And while she's pushing her, light body goddess is sending people, we need donations, we need donations, we need donations. That's all she's saying. We need donations, right? And it was quite apparent what was going on because a lot of the people were saying, why are they begging like that? No one told them to go to whatever, because the cousin was living in Tanzania, quite happy with her husband, Whatever happened between them, it wasn't really quite clear what happened, why the cousin was in America away from her husband, because in certain lives the cousin will say that how she was happy and she's growing and she's in nature and she's doing whatever. But it's just like it's one of those where, like, the next thing you know, I see the cousin, she's in America. And to me, I think that's when it all went downhill for the cousin, because when she got in contact with light body goddess, it's like her whole world collapsed after that, when she could have been quite comfortably where she was. But like I said, I have to find the videos. I didn't get all their lives, because sometimes some of the lives was repetitive, so it was no point getting all the lives.
She didn't want to come back to America once she got to Costa Rica. It was supposed to be to go to Costa Rica to handle some things and then come right back. But all of a sudden, she called and told us she didn't want to come back. She's staying. So, it was tough for us. Like, dang, what are we going to do? We just here, 9 months pregnant, this, that, and the other. So I'm like, okay, I played it smooth. Like, okay, we're going to figure this out, of course. We're going to do everything we need to do. Like, I was very supportive. And so along the way, she kept every day contacting her mother about, like, how she wanted her there and all of these things. And her mother ended up coming back. And we started talking. She told me about a sister that had some babies, some natural birth. We were just talking. But I was like, so why can't we call this sister to get assistance with a cautious birth? Because I'm not okay with her just having the baby anyway. It was like, take her to a park, let her have the baby in the park, or let her have the baby in a hotel bathroom and all of these things.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, if that's what y'all request, okay, but it just didn't feel right. It just didn't sound right. So
Ooh.
I talked to the sister about supporting the family with this birth. So the sister agreed. She even had a space, a big living space where they even invited us to stay. And I think I had to pay 700 for one room and maybe 600 for the other room. So I had to pay like $1,000 and something for us to stay there. But it was
So once again, another woman was the money cow for those two women. Basically, that's what it sounds to me. I don't know if you can hear me, but that's what it sounds to me. So let's listen on.
it just made more sense for us to be in a position where when this baby came, we had support, we had midwives and doulas that could help assist with this. So that's what happened. I end up paying for them because I was still working. So um, I was in Alabama and they was in Atlanta, but I came on the weekends to support, make sure everything's good, send money for whatever needs to be done as far as herbs for the birth and pillows for the birth and blankets and this and that for the birth, everything. I made sure everything was legit. Um, and so that's what happened. The baby was born in the house. I was there. They called me like, okay, of course you're going into labor. I was there throughout the whole thing. Nothing but love was shown. But for some reason, of course, became dissatisfied with her living situation again. She started saying how she wasn't happy being there. The energy was off, just different things. So they ended up shifting. And we went back to stay with the same sister that they initially stayed with, who had the shop. They went back to stay with her. I paid for us to stay there. Um, and by this time, Onika had made her way back to Costa Rica again. And while she was in Costa Rica, did she call? I think she called and said she didn't. Oh, yep, she did call and said she wasn't coming back again, and that the family can all meet up there. So we always going to go to Costa Rica. But Akosha and my daughter was staying with B, right? And I wasn't. Akosha was never really what's the word?
Happy.
She really just laid in the bed. She was always down, didn't want to help with much. She did cook, every chance she got. But as far as like making sure we all together, was okay, she didn't really care too much about that. So me leaving my daughter there was like kind of iffy. And so I did end up leaving, but I called her Uber. I spoke with another sister and asked her, like, can Zion come, stay with you for at least a week? Because I got to get some things in order. And, she would prefer to be there with you. So the sister was like, yeah. But Zion left the house and the bed wasn't made. And instead of Akosha calling me, she called her mother all the way in Costa Rica.
Why?
And I was like, why do you have to call your mother in Costa Rica? That's something you could talk to me about. And if we're supportive in this family unit and supporting each other, why couldn't you have just made the bed? It's this, y'all live in y'all stayed in the same room. It was a small twin bed. And in fact, Zion, my daughter, did make the bed up. But before I left, I was home that weekend. But before I left, I ended up getting in the bed and I forgot to make it up and I kind of left. But she put it on Zion and called her mother about it and didn't call me. So, and so I got offended by that. So I called the coach, like, come on, coach, now you can't do that. You can't call your mother about a bed. Like, that's something you could talk to me about, or that's something you could have done, because that's what we do. We help out each other. That's what I thought we were supposed to do. So why couldn't you have just, so she went off. She went off. She had some other things that, that she was pondering on, because that's what she did. She just sat in a room and pondered on things and let things just upset her all the time. Like, who wants to live in their mind all the time like that? Anyways,
right.
So yeah, that happened. We had a falling out, and I didn't like the way she talked to me. It was like a big deal with her mama on the phone. Her mama heard everything, and so I hung the phone up. But it was like a WhatsApp, like a group chat. So I hung the phone up, but I ended up getting back on the line because there's some more things I wanted to say. But when I got back on the line, I heard her mother saying stuff like, yeah, I apologize for this and that, putting herself at fault. And I was like, what? When I got back on the line, I should have heard you telling her not to ever speak to me like that again as a mother. you should have talked to her about that. That's first and foremost. Anything else, was secondary. So she didn't understand my point of view, and I had to leave the relationship at that point. I was like, nope, I cannot take it. Y'all are some trifling people, and it was about her husband. It's about me. I wasn't sending her husband all of this money. He wanted a music video. They wanted me to get.
But it's not your husband. It's not your husband. It's not your place to send to a kosher's man money. He's supposed to. He's from Uganda, and he's supposed to be able to make money in Uganda. So why should you send him money? Once again, it's the same with Army as well. Army, her name AMI, Army. She was also, it was also a case of sending the husband money, the boyfriend, shall I say, the boyfriend money. Like, you lot are not obligated, to be honest. I mean, especially if she didn't respect you as well, right? Maybe she respected you, maybe she'll get a little bit more, but a little bit more blight. But it's not for you to do that. You didn't sleep with the guy. You know what I'm saying? It's just mad. It's crazy what these women be doing.
And just all of these things they wanted me to send money for. I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. We got to survive here. And so she just started talking about all those things. And so I told her mother, I cannot. I said, I cannot. I would not do this. I cannot be with nobody with no rude child. Like, that is something that I never had to experience before, right? And so, we end up parting ways. She stayed in Costa Rica, and I stayed in the States. And then out of nowhere, she ended up texting me, dang, that's how you're going to do your wife, whatever. I was like, I had to do that for the moment, but, whatever. We talked about it. She flew back from Costa Rica, and I picked her up from the airport, and we, try to get along, amend things, whatever. But of course, and so I can go on and on and on, because this is a year-long relationship, so I can go on and on and on. But I just need the people to know that Spirit allowed for this to happen. The Spirit didn't allow for me to send the money to Africa like they requested. When we did get to Africa, this guy already had land. So why did we argued about that even? We had a meeting, and they talked about like how I didn't send the money for the land, and just it was a whole big spill once we got to Africa. And I said, oh no, I cannot do this. Because y'all talk about money don't matter. Y'all talk about, people shouldn't work.
Yeah, money matters to them. Money matters to them. That's the thing. So that money matters to them because they want people to give them money. There's, like I said, there's no exchange. The guy had land, which is a good thing. If he's already got land he's already established in his country. So basically, you're going to an established person. So basically, it's just a matter of getting the land to do what it's got to do to make the money, so he can go sell in the markets, whatever he's got to do, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just, like I said, the math is not mathing. There's never mathing. I was gonna actually find a video with the guy, but hold on, let me see.
All this and that, but I was working, busting my behind. And you online talking about people shouldn't work, but I'm working, I'm providing for y'all. So how does that look? You talking about no working when I'm working? So, I had to remind them of certain things. How can you say this and that when, you're with somebody that's doing opposite of that? So I said, we got to come together and make this make sense. Right?
Right.
So, okay, you go with some questions, or because it's.
I have one question for you.
Go ahead.
No, I got a question for you. Do you know their cousin? Whatever happened to the cousin girl that was in Africa with them?
Yeah, that's a good question. The cousin girl really, it's a subject that I don't feel I should speak on. She has an IG page.
She should tell.
Is she okay? I just want to know if
she is okay. She was pregnant. She had another child.
Yes, that's why I know she was pregnant and she had a small child.
Yeah, it's a big ordeal with that. It's just things happen with that, and I don't know,
What
maybe you
happened to the
can
baby?
partner up with somebody else who can give you some information. Everybody's alive, though. I don't believe well, I know that everybody's not together, you know, in each other's presence as a family, but everybody is alive. I will say that. It's just things took place with that whole pregnancy and birth, and so as a result, you know, cause and effect. But she also stayed with me too. She also came. We stayed. When we moved to Alabama. Well, when we lived in Alabama in a hotel, that cousin.
Now the cousin, I'm going to show you who the cousin is, right? For those who don't know why the inquiry is important at this present moment when it comes to the cousin. Oops, hold on. Oh, it's the wrong one I'm doing. Hold on, let me show you the cousin looking happy. Oh. Let me see. Let me rewind it again. Let me rewind it. Hold on. Let me get some volume on it. Because it's vital that people know who the cousin is, I feel. Because she is part of the equation too. But if she's happy, hopefully the birth went well with the baby. She was happy in Tanzania. I don't know why she left, to be honest. That's her husband. Right, let's get back to what the ladies say while I look for videos. I'm going to try and include them on this slide here.
Came to stay with us as well, and I didn't know her. I saw her on a WhatsApp video call, and she was saying how she wanted to leave New York and all of these things, and I was like, you know, it's not a good time right now because we stay in a one hotel room with one bed. But out of nowhere, she just appeared. She called. She was like, she at Atlanta airport. I'm like, oh my god, like how are we all going to live in this one hotel room? It's not feasible. But we made it work. I said, well, we can't just leave her out there at the airport. We got to go pick her up. So we went to Atlanta.
Right, and I think this is hi Ghetto. I think this is the one the lady's talking about. To be honest, I think I got the timelines. I got the timelines here. Let me turn it up a little bit. Right, that's where they picked her up at the airport. See? There's a timeline there. They're at the airport to pick her up. We're waiting for a ticket. We're waiting for our tickets to get to Texas. But a family member of ours right now is helping us get a ticket. But you know, she's trying to reach a person that's supposed to be getting a ticket for us, but he's not answering. We already paid him the money for the ticket, but it's a discount deal. You know what I mean? It's one of those. Yeah, it was one of those discounts. He's pretty. So. We may or may not have the flight for tomorrow. Right. Now we're out here at the airport. There's a timeline there. That's what the lady's talking about. Hold on, let me do it. Hello, everyone. Oh, sugar, I came out of it. Hold on. There's no trick to this. Everything's gonna play up now. Yeah. He always does that to me. Hold up. Hi, Ghetto child. Just playing some bangarang here right now because the lady was scammed, I believe.
from Alabama. We picked her up and we brought her to the hotel with us. So she was also moving, traveling with us, you know, and being provided for as well for a period of time. I think she went to maybe 3 or 4 different states with us. We traveled. You know, I didn't even have a car because my goal was always to like free myself. So I didn't even have a car. I had to rent cars and all of these things because I was always, before I met them, wanted to save more money up so I can leave the system. So I didn't want to tie myself up with any additional bills. But I did rent cars, and that's how we traveled for the most part. My job also uh, flew me out and sent me to certain places. So when I got flown out, I had to pay for plane tickets for them because, of course, my job only paid for one ticket. So I had to pay for tickets for them to also join me wherever I was going.
Now, where do you see, I know you talked about that moment with the bed making and things like that, but were there other instances that kind of, made the relationship a little bit harder?
Not really, because
I asked that because I asked that because, like, from the outside looking in, y'all looked like a happy couple. I saw you guys do like little silly things on live. Eventually, I saw you come on the live with her and, do funny things or talk about enlightening things.
Right. The next one I'm going to show is the one where she reaches Texas and she talks about being kicked out of some place. Okay. So, like I said, receipts are here. Let's see if I got it. Hold on. Volume. See, Sister Solar's there. She's in her chat. Hold on, let me get a close up. Mentally, emotionally, she could not be there. So I come out and I realize I don't want that from mine. I don't want that from mine. We should not want that for yours. So this is when they got kicked out of another person's place. That's what Army was talking about yesterday. See, Sister Solar was in communication with her here. Right. Let's get back to what the lady says now. See, we're lining them up, right? We're lining them up. Okay, back to this. Did I start it?
Such as like feeding the hungry, the homeless, and kind of teaching up there. And I saw that, and I was like, well, maybe Onika is really getting it together and kind of getting a better understanding of everything because of the situation. I'm not gonna say because of you, but I just think her situation improved greatly.
Yes.
Once y'all got together.
Yes, that's true. Her situation changed because I made sure of it. Of course, at the end of the day, there's other factors that needed to take place for the change to take place. So I won't give myself full credit but I did make sure that I made it my business, and I made it make sense for her. I just made sure I encouraged certain things. I made sure I supported certain things because yeah, we were a unit, and we did get along for the most part until, like I said, a culture. This she is something. It's like she wants something for nothing. She didn't want to work. She talked about the system. She wanted this and that. So she just always felt like it was my duty and obligation for some reason to take care of her and her family. And which I was sending her husband money once a week. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes twice a week. She wouldn't even ask me politely. She would just be like, Pumbaa need $40. Pumbaa need this. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, I got you. I got him. But I had to tell her mama that, for one, Puma is not my husband, so I'm not obligated to do this. And she needs to
Exactly.
ask me a little better than that, because, if you want something done, if you want something from somebody, you got to go about it a little different. She acting privileged, and I don't like this privileged behavior. You cannot be like that, you know. So
Right.
it was this kosher thing. Of course, that's her mother, and they got this mother-daughter relationship, so they text certain things and entertain each other, or Nika entertain her. And it's just the dynamic. Everybody think that their relationship is beautiful and all this and that, but it's like it's some boundaries that need to be taking place when it comes to a 40-year-old and an 18-year. There's some
Oh, she's
boundaries.
40. She's in
Unless
her
she's always gonna
40s.
cross the
Bro,
line,
look
she's always
it.
gonna make you feel bad about
She's
something. You're
older.
gonna
I
feel
thought she was
guilty
older.
about some things. Now, instead of focusing on your life, you're focusing on her life. And that's what happened when we got to Africa this last time. And that when did we go to Africa? Um, November. We got to Africa in November.
Oh, I'm finding.
Onika was supposed to go ahead of
Ah,
us to get things
ah,
situated as far
ah.
as land and
Yeah, yesterday I spoke about the robbery, okay? Right? Let's back. Let's back. Back to to what happened in Uganda with the robbery. Now remember the lady said it wasn't a real robbery. Okay? Amani said that. Come on. Now we're gonna show this one. Private therapy. So that was the robbery Marnie was talking about yesterday. Okay? Because remember, I kind of showed it and I didn't show it. So this is it. This happened in Uganda.
These so this is what basically
Right, so that happened in Uganda. Right, okay. Right, let the lady continue. As she's talking, I'll see if I can find my bits, what videos to line up to correlation to what she's
spot
saying.
and whatever we needed. Nika was going to go ahead, and she did. She went to New York, you know, and her flight from New York was going to be to Africa. But of course, she again became impatient. She just wanted to go so fast. So we ended up booking tickets, and we ended up getting to Africa before Onika, because Onika had booked a ticket, but she ran into some scam, some deal in New York where she was going to be able to get some more money. And this isn't the GET program. This is something different, but GET was a scam as well. I can even talk about that, because I know that's something that they talked about. They advertised a lot, but that ended up failing. But it was another situation. I'm not, you know, it was something where she could get some money out of. So she missed, I paid for a ticket for her to go to Africa. And she ended up not taking that flight because she wanted to get more money with this scam. And so I ended up booking another ticket for her. She later came behind us because we ended up going before her, since she didn't take the first ticket that I bought. So we all got there before her, maybe 4 days or so before her. And that was my first time in Africa. So I was taking it all in. And Akosha was there, you know, Pumbaa, Akosha's husband met us there. And so yeah, we stayed in the hotel, but Akosha's attitude was changing. I'm like, oh, she got around her husband, which is good, but I thought this reunion was going to be beautiful. I thought she was going to be smiling, happy, peachy, like I thought everything was going to be good because she got exactly what she wanted. You know, we made sure that took place for her. But her attitude was different. I felt the energy, and I'm like, man, come on. I know this girl did not bring this attitude to Africa when all she said she wanted was to be with her husband, and she got that. She was granted that. So why am I feeling this attitude? Like, don't do that. Like, we supposed to be family. Anyway, she barely came around. She barely came out the room. It was just the energy was not what I thought it was going to be. Even when I came, I pulled up. Before I came, my daughter and I stayed out. We painted some earrings for I. We were so happy for her arrival. We were anticipating her arrival. You know, I went with Pumbaa to pick her up from the airport. Kosha stayed in the room. So when I got to the hotel and saw Kosha, she didn't even greet her mother. You mean to tell me your mother just traveled miles and miles and miles away to come here to support you, and you can't even like greet her in a way? She was like down full time.
Rude. That's
she was in there worrying about money. I'm like, come on, like we're good. Anyways, do you have any questions so far?
I do have a question about in the theme of the before you guys get back to Africa. She put on her story, she said that my husband was supposed to come to Puerto Rico,
okay, good one,
and work and support the family, but she didn't allow that to happen.
Good one.
How did you stop her husband going to Puerto Rico?
That's a great one. I have no idea, because it's like when we got these people are. Let me first say this too. These people are never satisfied. Wherever you go, there you are. Every time we went from one place to the next, to the next, to the next, it was always something where they wanted to move on, where they weren't happy, where this and that took place. So we did go to Puerto Rico. That's one thing I didn't. I skipped past Puerto Rico and went straight to Africa. But we left Puerto Rico and went to Africa. But so when we went to Puerto Rico, it wasn't satisfying. We got this. So all of a sudden, instead of waiting on Pumbaa's visa, instead of waiting for Pumbaa to come, plans changed again. They wanted to move to Africa. They wanted to shift and go to Africa. So no more Puerto Rico. Based on their desires, I had nothing to do with that decision. So how is it?
Like I said, I think they just went with the flow, to be honest. Just went with the flow. Hi, Shadow. They just went with the flow. They went with the flow. It's like, okay, over there looks good. I'm going to go over there. Okay, over there, look good, I'm going over there. They went with the flow. That's what they're doing. I said this in previous lives. How long back? They go with no plan. There's no plan A, no plan B, no plan C, no nothing. It's just okay, I'm going over there. That's it. That's how they work. That's how they operate. Um, and especially, and I remember her asking to bring her husband to be with her, and she came on to Medea's. I got to find. I think I don't know if Medea's still got that live up where she was saying, "Oh, it's about a reunion and da 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 and da 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 da," right? And then she came into the chat, and people were saying to her, "How are you bringing over a man when like?" Well, there's levels to it because obviously there's the K2 visa, I think it's called, before you can stay over there, which means that how right, someone has to look after him because you're sponsoring him to come over to you. So when people were saying all this, she was getting all upset in the chat and getting all that and all that. I got to find that one where when Medea put up where they were talking, where she was talking about the husband, the boyfriend, because he's a boyfriend, they're not married. So it's like, you want people to do all this and all this and all this for you. Like I said, there's no gratitude. There's no like the gratitude word always comes up a lot. Let's talk about gratitude and gratitude. There's no gratefulness. There's nothing in it. You can't be like that with people. You can't be like that with people, right? Even if you get it wrong, you say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize." Da, 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 da. That's different, right? Hold on, let me highlight you, people, because I didn't highlight you. Okay. Right, there's no, oh, I'm grateful, thank you, whatever, but I will try and pay you back. That's what a grateful person says, right? You aren't happy, she put you up one place, you aren't happy there, you want to go to the next place. Like, money don't grow off trees. You can't pick the money out of the ground. It's less like, the woman's working already. The woman's working. Luckily there's someone working, someone bringing in income to help you do all these things. Loads of people want to leave from where they are and travel and can't travel because they're not able to travel. But there is you're able to travel, you're able to do things, and you're still ungrateful. Then you want to add your husband into the mix. And she's still in Uganda now. She's over there now in Uganda now with the husband now, or the boyfriend, the baby father, whatever proxy you want to call him. It's crazy. So like you can't be sucking the blood out of people like a blood sucker. That's what you are, a blood sucker.
On me that your husband didn't come to Puerto Rico and started working. There was like the vibe wasn't there. He wouldn't like it. And all of these things. Everybody was indoors. Puerto Rico was not the vibe. So they was ready to move on.
Of course you're indoors.
In the world
You don't know
that
the
had
place.
anything to do with me?
You don't know the place.
That plan failed. Wow. That did not have anything to do with me. But for some reason, she wanted to say it was on me. But of course, you need to realize that all of these things happened because of her. She wanted to, first of all, get her husband to Puerto Rico. She wanted to go to Africa right away instead of getting herself and things established. She put herself in this position. I cannot be to blame for this. Girl, you had 18 years of your life to have things situated. First of all, the reason why I feel things isn't working is because when they went to Africa the first time,
it was not planned.
That's when, of course, she met Pumbaa. I was nowhere in sight. She met Pumbaa. Pumbaa was already with somebody. She brags online all the time about how she took this lady's man. So if you took somebody's man, do you think that relationship is going to go? How do you think that relationship is going to go? Right? So all of these things happen because of her. Mm-hmm. You went and you stole somebody's man. You bragged about that. Now you're in a position where I don't know if you feel stuck. I don't know how you feel. But you now in that position and putting the blame on somebody else. How does that work?
Right.
It just doesn't work.
No, that doesn't make any kind of sense.
Yes, and we did make a conscious decision to go to Africa once we had found this company called Get. Everybody was like, yeah, we get this residual income, we can go now. And I even told Onika, like, once we get to Africa, I'm done. Like, I've done all that I could do. Like, it's gonna be on y'all now. Y'all have to make sure that we good. Because I did my part. I already sacrificed. And Onika agreed. She agreed that that was going to be the case. She's like, yeah, you don't have to worry. We got us, per se. And so I was like, okay, good. This all of this is, I need a break now. I worked a lot. I worked outside. It was a lot. It was hot. I needed some downtime now. I needed to rest. So she agreed that I would be able to rest. But Get failed. Of course, she was talking big smack. Okay, let's get to something very important, because a lot of this is just like, okay, it's our relationship. Relationship goes that way and this and that. But what overall happened is, when we got to Africa, we had this meeting with, of course, your husband. He was saying how his child was not a playmate for my child, and I'm like, whoa, where is all of this coming from? Like, my daughter be helping when, of course, she need to eat, when she need to take a shower. My daughter be assisting with this little boy. She loved this little boy. Don't say nothing about no playmate, 'cause she don't need a playmate now. She was helping. And then she started saying stuff about, like, my mama, and or Nika is my mama. I was like, that's true. That's true. I don't doubt that. Like, I was agreeing and all of this stuff. But when, oh, you know what, this is a big part too, because this is really what happened.
Yeah, the
Because her
shit
mom
of a
ended up
part
passing out
two.
and all of that after this meeting. But anyway,
Wow.
uh,
Playmate, Wow.
so we had this meeting. We had this meeting. Of course, it was like, she going with her husband. She's going to Uganda. It was in Tanzania. She's going to Uganda with her husband. She don't want nothing to do with us. They have their land. They was gonna build on their land, and we got to figure ourselves out. We got to figure out what we're gonna do. She said, "I'm a queen, and there's only one queen to a house." This stuff. We was like, whoa, like, it was a back. She was stabbing us in the back, because we had already talked about all the things that we were going to do together as a family. But when she got around her husband, everything just switched. Like, she became like sassy about it, like, y'all on y'all own type deal. That was because she had this company Get. She did not know Get was going to fail her. Guess what? The next day they left, Get failed. And what? She was in a situation. She was in a bind. But that's what you did, because you put money over family when you knew that's not what you shouldn't have done. So once Get failed, everything else failed behind that. She swallowed her words of being this queen. She didn't want to be with us anymore. She got her own money. She just started with this big talk, because she thought she was going to be getting $20 a day. $20 a day is what can sustain you, and yours is having the family together, helping each other. So that $20 a day got to her head. She went on, and before she went, so once the meeting took place, I was already like, what? I cannot be around these people no more. What was that? Like, some demons came out. I was like, I cannot be around these people. I already know. No, I'm not going to no Uganda, because we all supposed to go to Uganda. I said, I'm not going to no Uganda. I called my job. I'm like, I'm coming back. They paid for me a ticket to come back and everything. I was on my way. I cannot do it. I was like, these people are corrupt. So the next day we woke up, Onika kind of talked to me about going to Uganda. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm out of here. Like, my child, you see what happened in front of my child? Like, you see how the way this man was talking to us? Like, did you not see how your daughter had her back turned? Like, she just flipped on us. And so I got over it, because it made sense. We was on our own mission, our own journey. We wanted to do this and that in Uganda. We was all about, helping and being on the motherland. So I was like, all right, you right. I'll stay. Lord knows I'll stay, because we already here. We didn't come this far to turn around. So I stayed. And we took a bus ride on the way to Uganda. They still, I have some messages in my phone.
I heard you can drive to Africa.
A second session. I could probably pull up some of these messages. But it was just so much they were saying to us, talking to us like we were nobodies. I'm like, what in the world? What happened? What's going on? But we ended up stopping before we got to Uganda. We ended up stopping in Tanzania. We stayed in a hotel. we hooked up with a brother by the name of Kunta. And Kunta said, you know what, why don't
That's
y'all just
another
stay in
guy. Okay, I
Tanzania?
thought
You
that was
know, there's a lot of
Puma.
opportunities here. You know, it's a beautiful place. So I was like, Onika was like, yeah, let's just stay in Tanzania. So we ended up staying in Tanzania and they went to Uganda because they reassure us that they didn't need our money, that they good and all of this big talk. So we was like, all right, we don't have that to worry about. They good. The next day, Onika texts her daughter like, how are you? How's everything? She said, oh, we good. We at Pumbaa grandmama house. And yeah, so we was like, all right, everybody's good. But that night, okay, backtrack. That night, that night, after the meeting, Onika had ended up going blank. She wrote like a suicide letter, you
Mm-mm.
know, and she was like, she could not take this. She could not take the separation. She don't like what's happening, you know, because the meeting was so disgraceful. Like they talked to us like we were children, like we were their children. I'm like, what is this? But anyway, so she ended up writing a suicide letter, gave it to me. I was like, who is this for? Is this for everybody? She was like, yeah. I said, Ezekiel. I started naming names. Ezekiel, her son. She said, yeah. I said, Portia Pumbaa. She said, yes. I called Ezekiel on the phone, like, man, your mother, she needs help right now. She's not speaking to nobody. She said she's not eating. She's not until things get better. And Ezekiel, he was freaking out, like, what suicide letter? Like this, I read the letter to him. I wish I had the letter too, so I could read it to you, but I don't have that right now in my possession. But so I read his letter to Ezekiel, and he called his grandmother, and I think his father, and he tried to call Kosha. I also took the letter to read to Kosha and her husband. Um,
Yeah, a whole
but
trip
at this
then,
time,
woman.
Onika was conscious. I left her. She was standing up in the bathroom. She wasn't talking, but she was conscious. So I went to Kosha. They stayed in the hotel like next door. So I went over to the hotel next door and I read the letter to Kosha because her husband didn't want to be bothered. I said, this is an emergency. I is going through something and I need y'all help with this. Neither one of them wanted to do nothing to do with the situation. I was like, do you hear me, Kosha? This is your mother I'm talking about. She was like, I don't care. I don't care. She was just mad. She was mad about money. It's all I can really think of. She was just mad that, let me see at the time, what was the deal? Yeah, she was mad because after the meeting, you know, nobody was on good terms. We was like, what was that? Everybody kind of left like, whatever, y'all do y'all, we do us. So she pretty much didn't want anything to do with the situation. He definitely didn't because he left the room even when I said it was an emergency. So when I realized that she was not um taking heed to what I was saying, that pulling my phone out. Because even one of her messages says that I record her secretly and I'm stalking her and all this and that. She know exactly why I recorded her. And that's when she feel bad about it. And I kind of want to play the message on live too so people can hear, the stance that she took while her mama was suffering. Her mother was like suffering. I'm gonna just say suffering. She had nothing to do with it. So I recorded because I did not believe what I was hearing. She still was talking about her husband. Her husband needed money. Her husband needed a music video. I said, of course, do you not hear what I'm telling you, girl? Your mother is damn near like dead. And so I wish I can. Let's try to get. I'm gonna send you that recording so you can hear exactly how things went down. She claimed that I recorded her because I'm trying to get between her and her mother. No, because it was unbelievable to me. There's no way I could explain that to her mother for her mother to really know where I was coming from or really feel me out how her daughter turned her back on her. So I recorded it. I recorded
Because
her
she used
and I let her
because she
mother
got
hear
what
it the
she
next
wanted.
day and she recovered
She's
because
with
by the time I got back
she's
to the
with
hotel,
Pumbaa.
Monica was on the floor, the bathroom floor, passed out, unconscious,
She got
all
what she
because
wanted.
of drama, drama that took place. So I'm trying to get her up, like, oh my God, like I did not know she passed out. When I left, she was awake. She was conscious, but when I came back, she was on the floor unconscious. So I'm calling the coach and Ezekiel again, like, y'all mother is not conscious right now. I need help. Of course, it's still like, I'm not coming. Y'all just trying to send me on a guilt trip and all of this. I said, girl, I cannot believe you doing your mama like that right
That's
now.
probably
Girl,
why
your
she
mama
went
is
back to
on point.
America
She
as
can't
well.
even move. I don't know what to do. So I managed to lift her up and take her to the bed, took her clothes off. I try to help as much as I can. And finally, of course, she did come. Her and her husband, Kumba, did come and showed a little concern because she felt guilty. But nonetheless, she did come. Took her a while to come, but she did come and help recover her, help bring her back. But her mother did not. She was totally out of it. So that's why I record. That's where the recording came from. Firstly, and then secondly, the other day on a boat, she showed me with my camera out, and she said something about I was secretly recording her. Girl, I'm in the middle of Lake Victoria, a beautiful lake that connects Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. You think I'm gonna be recording you right now? When I thought that we was even on good terms, we hugged, we talked, and all of this. So what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why are you telling people that I'm recording you? For what? The camera was on your mother. That was the phone that your mother was using. So why would I use your mother phone to record you? That makes no sense to me. So she's making stuff up. She's being very delusional for whatever reason. But her mother too be side noting her, like saying little things and text messages that I've recently learned. WhatsApp messages about just creating separation between us. Talking about, did I just hear Juju cry?
Okay, so the things she's talking about, well, I don't know. It could be this as well, because this was the start of all of it. This is the start of all of it.
So, I'm tired of, hiding certain things so that certain people won't get attention, so that certain people won't get the attention that they're looking for. But I'm tired of being bullied. I'm tired of being mentally, psychologically tortured. I'm already going through stress. I'm drained as fuck. Right now, my son is out with his father because I need a space, guys. And now I woke up
She's
to a
18 now.
very just disturbing text just because me and my mom are on good terms. My mother's partner, I don't know if you guys know her because she's been hiding herself in the background, but she is the reason for all of this. It's a whole story. It's just a lot of drama that I didn't really want to push on my page, but enough is enough. I'm tired of the bullying.
Like, comment, share, subscribe.
I didn't realize it was that short. I didn't realize it was that little. I didn't realize the video was that small. Okay, so let's continue.
I went Sola grabbed him and all this and that. He's a baby. Of course, she was trying to get off the boat. So I was making sure that she was careful. So I handed for the baby to get him down, and then she gets down. And maybe he don't know me like that. I saw him a few months ago. We all lived together and all this and that. But 3 months had passed, and he don't know me. Of course, he gonna cry. He's a baby. He didn't even cry that much. He probably like whined a little because the transaction, the whole thing kind of happened so fast. So I didn't even notice it.
So you have to keep stopping it. Sorry, because I'm trying to show the points where the woman's talking about. That's the boat trip thing she's chatting about. And I've seen this video as well, I think. So that's Solar. I don't know whether you can see it. I don't know whether you can see it. But yeah. Oh, I'm showing my house. Sorry. Showing everything. Hold on. Right.
I read the message in her phone where Onika brought it up, like, girl, I know Gigi didn't. And the reason why she said that is because there's another video that's surfacing around where we were in Puerto Rico and I was playing with the baby and he started crying. And of course, she trying to say the spirit, even my baby knows spirit and all this and that. So I guess that's why I was entertaining that mess and saying that I just heard Juju cry when, they thought it was a joke behind my back. But did you think to show pictures and videos of laughing and playing, or you just show one video of him crying? There's plenty of videos of this baby crying, not crying, laughing, playing, doing what babies do with me. So why are you gonna show a video of him crying? One little video of him crying? Did you not show the pictures and video of him laughing and playing? Like, come on now. And if anybody fall for that, then that's the energy that, they like. That's what they want to see. But people should have asked, okay, let me see some of the videos. Y'all been together for too long for me to believe that he's just going to cry this one time and that determines everything. You know what I'm saying? It's videos of him laughing as well. If you wouldn't hand him over to me so quickly and you wouldn't, allow me to be a part of his life if you felt like your spirit was off because things wasn't going her way. Now she's trying to put it on somebody's spirit. My spirit is clean, honey. I'm not perfect. Don't get me wrong. That's on this journey. I'm on this journey of knowing and loving thyself. So I'm not perfect, but every chance I get to improve myself, I do and I will.
Now, I wanted to ask you about.
Now, I've seen that video with them on the boat, and they look so happy on there because I literally remember that was on one of her stories. So, man, I don't know. The girl just seems troublesome.
Let me see. Hold on 1 second. Her son Ezekiel. You said you called him, so he's still in New York.
He is in New York.
Yeah, I know. I follow him. He doesn't post much, but I know he's still in New York.
Uh-huh.
And Akosha, she's painting a picture of like you did this, you asked for this family. In one of her messages, she said that you were complaining, but you asked for the family and wanted this family, and then you complained about supporting this family. Like, I know I'm asking you that question because I don't think that she understands reality. Like, you
understands reality.
One person can support.
I don't think she understands reality because it's not the fact that I wanted the family and all this and that. I was satisfied. I'm happy-go-lucky. I probably would have been with somebody else. Like, who knows how things would have been with me. I had no complaints in my life, but I was willing to help them. And then we just ended up linking, and the support came from just seeing the need. If I'm with somebody and they need some stuff and they struggling and hurting and I have it, then I'm going to share. Now, I'm not going to say I'm going to take accountability and responsibility for your life throughout your life. No, you have to take your life into your hands. Like, no, that is not my responsibility. She don't even call her father and blame him for not being in her life, but she want to blame me for not doing the things that I cannot do right now. Come on now. I'm only one person. And then you don't respect me, so how you expect me to do something for you? I can't do anything for nobody who don't respect me. That's point blank, period. You have to, in order to be blessed, you must first be a blessing. So she got to bless up so she can get her blessings. But instead, she won't be online, hashing people, talking about people, and being down. If you hold on, huh? Really? Hold on.
She also says that she said that you are going into her DMs. How are you going into her DMs?
That's a good one. So, so her IG was linked to her mother's phone. Well, the phone that her mother had. I don't want to keep saying her mother's phone because that is, I told you where that phone, why I bought that phone, and I now have that phone in my possession. So I don't want nobody to feel like I took her phone. No, the phone was bought on behalf of a family business that never took place because why? Every time it was just talking about people. That's one thing about them. Them two right there, they just sit around and talk about people all the time. It was so nerve-wracking. Like, come on, man, can we do something productive? I'm tired of hearing about these people, these IG people. What is this life? I'm tired of talking about IG and YouTube people. Like, small minds talk about people, big minds talk about ideas. I want to talk about some ideas, and that's what happened. It talked about people so much that now you don't have nothing to back you up. You should have been talking about ideas, so you could have had a backup plan. You know what I'm saying? But okay, so her IG was linked to her mother's phone. Her mother was the one to tell me that Portia IG was linked to her phone and showed me some messages that she was sharing with all these different people. And those people too, they kind of shady, all of them along the way. I met them and they made it seem like everything was good, but they listened to Portia. They entertained everything that Portia told them. It was one-sided. And then they started saying things about me. And then Portia, she was saying things about the people that she was calling on, confiding in. The things that she was saying about them was the things she ended up saying that I said about them. I'm like, what kind of mess is this when the whole time? I don't sit around and talk about people. I don't do that. You can ask anybody from childhood up until now. If Sola have that type of energy in her, no, that's not me, because I got my own stuff. I don't feel like nibbling in nobody business, because that just takes too much energy. But anyways, the things that she was saying about the people, she was telling the people that I was saying. And I thought that was interesting. And because they believed her. They're right there like, yeah, because I know she was that way and shine this and that. I'm like, oh my God, these people have no idea. These people have no idea. It's like 5 of them. I should call it in right now because I know they're going to listen. So they need to know. They need to know. I have no reason to say anything against them. I have no reason to be against them. The one that was against them was the one who's always against somebody or some system. She was the one. They are the one who are always talking about people. All the friends that they ever, so-called friends that they ever had, they always talk about them. And if any one of those individuals want proof, tell them to hit me up. If y'all want proof that y'all was talked about like dirty dogs, I am the one. I am your proof. I'll show you the proof. Because all of this stuff they put on me is like, wow, y'all delusional, because it's like it was the stuff that y'all said and did to these people. I ain't do nothing. I ain't say nothing. I was just an observer. But these people, for some reason, believe that Onika is their friend and Portia is their friend. But they sadly mistaken. Facts, they sadly mistaken. But your question is about her inbox. Okay, her mother showed me some messages that was taking place. Her mother said, "Look at this. Of course, you're saying this, this and that." So I read the messages, and I did read the messages, but it wasn't on my phone, so I didn't have access to it. It had to been presented to me, so it's not like I was nibbling in your business, girl. You have no business, really. Your business is other people's business. All you do is talk about people, and I don't want that for myself. So of course, I didn't just go look into your message. It was presented to me. And all of these fake people that was talking about me with her, they know who they are, but that's another story too. Y'all know that I know that y'all been talking about me, but it's
okay. Nothing really.
That's not truth. That's not my yacht.
Can y'all hear me?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Hello?
Oh yeah. Kosher makes it onto the panel to really basically have it out with the lady, basically. So this is.
Yes. Hey, Medea. Hey, Sola.
Peace, Liz. I heard of you, but I really have never met you, sis. I know you've been involved with this group of people yourself before, and you probably, agree. You know how it is. You know the energy. But Liz, thanks for joining. You go ahead.
Listen, I believe everything you saying because I've been through it. I believe.
So Elizabeth is the one who was trafficked by Light Body Goddess, basically. So she's talking now, and she's giving her a little bit too.
I've been through it, and certain people in the comments don't know that I'm writing these people. I'm writing the book. And I just want, like, Alicia is 18. Alicia wasn't like that at first. I watched Alicia evolve. Akosha, sorry. I watched Akosha evolve to who she is now due to the life that her mother allowed her to live,
Mm-hmm.
to the man that her mother allowed to touch her and things like that. And oh, just let me tell you, I'm on a website right now about covert narcissists. Okay, it
Mm-hmm.
says what are some common phrases used by covert narcissists. Covert narcissists are people who depend on you. Like they use you for what you got, but when you can't or decide not to provide for them no more, they discard you. You're like trash to them.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's a good word. I had never heard that one,
What
but
are
that's
some common? I'm sorry. What are some common phrases used by covert narcissists? Remember when I helped you a few years ago? You owe me a favor. I deserve all of the good things life has to offer.
mm-hmm.
People never appreciate how special I am.
Mm-hmm.
No one else would give you the time of day. You should be grateful I stick around. I want when they were in Africa, hungry. So I don't think you were there yet. When they were in Africa, in Uganda,
Mm-hmm.
they at I text her a long, 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 long paragraph just saying how like my experience with them like affected me, how I have PTSD from it. I've gone to therapy from it. And she looked at it and she didn't respond for like I think like a week or two. The only time
Mm-hmm.
she responded is when they needed money. She was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I feel the same way. Can you send us some money?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I was thinking about it because that's it's called it's a trauma bond, and I was like, oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
me again. I want them to like me. I don't want them to hate me no more. So I thought about it. Then I asked my husband because my husband is the breadwinner. So I asked
Mm-hmm.
my and then he was like, "What? Are you sure?" And then he clicked on her story and it was big old video of Nature Boy. He was like, "What? They still support Nature Boy? Nature Boy is an abuser of my husband." I said, "Oh, I don't know if I can send money. Men like they still support Nature Boy. I don't know about that." And so I told him like, "Yo, no, me and my husband came to the conclusion that we have the money, but we have it because we need to buy my daughter plane tickets back to Puerto Rico so we can get her birth certificate." Oh, she gave me what for? Really, what for after that? She was like, "Oh yeah, I thought you was my sister, and we fed you, and you thought like she basically cussed me out, shamed me, all of that because I decided no, I set a boundary. I set a boundary. I said,
Oh yeah, I think I have an example of her on her rant. Hold on, hold on. So everybody to get the picture. Hold on, let me see.
Told me you don't like drama. You like to be in the background, but I guess not. Because you want to put me on the front page like this. That is not fair, and it's bullying. Yes, it is. That is bullying because this is information that the public is not supposed to know. Because I deserve my privacy too. Yes, I expose a lot of stuff online. I put myself out there a lot, but I still deserve my personal, private information that belongs to me. I still feel like I deserve the right to that privacy. So this is why I don't post personal information between my wife and I because I respect her privacy. If she doesn't allow it, I don't do it. All the videos we did is because she allowed the videos. These are videos that she's allowed to be a part of. Or this, you know what I mean?
Oh, but there you are, man.
And so I don't do it. No.
Oh, because it's got music on it.
They have the right to that privacy. I have a right to that privacy. Because I wouldn't do that to people. I would not do that to others. No. I'm not doing that. But now I'm like, okay, I have to defend myself. And because I know a lot of relationships, people do that. They be doing that. They be putting your private information out there, yo. Just because something happened. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let's finish the live. Okay. I think I'm still live. All right. Just Okay. Just a bit. Let me see. Okay. Peace, y'all.
Her daughter was calling her because at this very same moment, her ex-girlfriend was sitting on my panel on YouTube, spilling all the tea. The full interview is here on my channel, guys.
Kosha, wait.
Go to
Kosha,
Medea for the
Kosha,
full
just call
interview
in.
without the commentary.
Kosha, just call in. Just call in, okay? Okay, because I can't.
Trying to get her head in properly.
Call in. Call in. How long the phone I call in? Girl. Try to tell her to call in. Okay, so my daughter will be joining. My daughter will be joining. Good. Can y'all hear me? I'm still live. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Let me know, because I think I'm still live. You know, I took a call from my daughter, and yes. So let me know, show us, so I can continue. Oh, y'all can hear me. Good. Okay, perfect. So,
Hey y'all, I'm back with yet another.
Okay, perfect. So my daughter is going to be calling in, you know, and we're going to address what's been putting out, what's been, you know, publicly put out there, you know, about me and about my family, you know, because of a situation that happened between me and my ex, you know, a personal stuff that happened that, you know, that she been putting out there about me. And you know, so just because we're no longer together, now this private information is coming out. Just because we are no longer together, just because we separated, you know. So this is now, you know, she's trying to get back at me. And I feel like I'm being bullied. I feel like my daughter.
Now she's being bullied. Now she's saying she's being bullied. No, I don't think you're being bullied. But anyway, Medea's commentary might be just as similar as mine. So let Medea tell it.
Be bullied, and it's not fair, you know, and I need to address, because she chose to address this publicly. She chose to expose my personal, you know, information publicly. So now I have to address what has been posted, you know, about me.
So you're
and
bullied.
I think it's not fair. Like I said, it's not fair.
So basically she should have just sat there and just taken your shit and not say nothing. Oh, all right. Okay. She doesn't want the woman to talk and say anything because it's all of her things coming out. It's not a bullying.
And you know, so just because we're no longer together, now this private information is coming out. Just because we are no longer together, just because we separated, you know. So this is now, you know, she's trying to get back at me. And I feel like I'm being bullied. I feel like my daughter is being bullied, and it's not fair. You know, and I need to address this because she chose to address this publicly. She chose to expose my personal, you know, information publicly. So now I have to address what has been posted, you know,
the phone
about me.
sync up. She saw your messages. That's how she saw your messages.
It's not fair. We should not be doing this to each other. I thought we were here to uplift each other. I thought we was about self-empowerment. I thought we was about self-empowerment. You know, I thought we was not supposed to bring each other down. We're supposed to lift each other up.
This is the argument she always uses all the time.
You know, I thought we was studying forgiveness. We was reading the Bible together. We was talking about forgiveness and having a light heart. We was talking about the fruits of the Spirit. You know, I thought we was talking about stuff that was really going to help us. I thought we was talking about, you know, emotions and how the emotions can hurt you. How anger can hurt you. It can damage you from the inside.
I ain't even gonna hold y'all.
I thought we was on that topic. I thought we was on the same frequency. Kosha, I'm still live. Just try to call back.
You know, we was reading the Bible together, y'all. We was reading the Bible together. And we was reading about forgiveness, the importance of forgiveness. We was doing that because we know that we are all sinners and we are not perfect out here. Yes, we make mistakes. None of us out here is perfect.
You always use the
None
Bible.
of us out here is perfect.
The Manson girls does the same thing.
But we deserve forgiveness. We don't deserve to be. Well, if somebody is down, you don't keep doing that. They're already down. They already feel bad. I already feel bad, and you know it. I already feel bad. I apologize. I begged.
Wow.
I pleaded. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. I pleaded.
Come on, let's get to the other bit. There's another bit where she goes into one and she says this whole spiel about we made love. Remember when Nature Boy used to, when he has his issues with Velvet, he'll start talking about what their love life or some foolishness. This woman did the same thing. She did the same thing because while she is on the live, Solar is talking to Medea, right? And the daughter's trying to ring her, right? The daughter's trying to ring her, right? And she's there going into one on the live when Medea said to her, well, you could come up and you can tell your story. Even if I play it, as I carry on playing it, Medea said, but Empress, you can come and tell your side of the story, right? So this what she's doing on the other side. There was no need for all of this, to be honest. There was no need. She couldn't write, like when people get on panels and they hash it out. I mean the B sector does it, the other sector's done it. Okay, on over. Oh I know in it, Shadow. Okay, two over a bit. Yeah, exactly. Right? Right, she had a chance to tell her side of the story, and instead she come on and she's making up a whole heap of noise on the live, right? On her live, right? So it's like you saying you didn't write the how you're not in a drama. Now I'm sure I could put out like 3 videos of this lady. Who's this person? You look so suspicious. I think you're gone, mate. 'Cause I don't know you. Right, right, right. What's to call it? She, what was I saying? She making up noise on the other side of the live while the lady's telling her story. It's like, why are you doing all that? Why are you doing all that? It makes no sense. Anyways, let's continue.
Down. You want to bring each other down.
And she always bring up you want to bring each other down thing all the time.
I thought we was reading about that. Thought we was working on our hearts. Thought we was working on our hearts, yo. I thought we was working on our hearts to make sure that we have a good heart out here. Thought we was working on our hearts. Thought we was working on our hearts, yo. I thought we was working on our hearts to make sure that we have a good heart out here. Because we know people gonna do us wrong.
And the Grammy goes to
Grand Empress I, aka Mama.
This. Not treating each other like this. Not calling each other outside their names. As if I'm not worth nothing. Not degrading one another like this. We're not supposed to be doing this to each other. No. No. We're here for forgiveness. We're here to show love. Not hate. Because we know what it's doing to our generation. We know what it's doing to our people. Having a heavy heart, we know what it's doing. It's killing us. It's killing us. But we don't even care about our own self, so we still get angry. Because we don't care about your own self. You don't love yourself. You don't really love yourself? Because to love yourself is to actually put in the work. It's an action. It's not just words. It's action. So if you truly love yourself, you know what anger does to you. You know what trying to get revenge does to you if you truly love yourself and you study yourself.
So basically, she's trying to say that she's trying to get revenge on her. That's what she's trying to say. In other words,
mother died from a heart attack. She posted this. This is public information. We spoke about this before. Her mother died of a heart attack on her job because her mother was angry a lot with. So I be trying to make it right as I possibly can with people. If I could make it right with you, I'm gonna make it right with you now. If I can, you hear me? If I could make it right with you, I'm gonna make it right with you right now. That's what I'm gonna do. Because now is all I have. Right with you now. If I can, you hear me? If I could make it right with you, I'm gonna make it right with you right now. That's what I'm gonna do. Because now is all I have. Try my best. I apologize if I hurt you. I promise I wasn't trying to hurt you.
She repeated herself, basically.
Because I don't want to hurt you. I don't even want to hurt you. But I try my best to make it right. Because I don't want to go down with it.
Wait, I think she repeated herself.
This is universal law. This is for protection. It protects you. It protects you. Don't treat others the way you want to be treated.
You need to take the same sentiments yourself, and don't be throwing words.
I did not expect this coming from you. I did not expect this coming from you at all. I did not expect this. You used the lady. You used her. Because I really thought we was about this. Because we the elders in this. We got to lead the way. I told we was here to lead the way. I did not expect this from you. We elders in this. I know my daughter is not perfect. I know she's not perfect. I know she has a mouth, y'all. My daughter got a mouth on her. And she be saying shit. But I got to be the mother, the adult here. Because I am the mature one in this.
Okay, now listen to Medea now.
The mature one in this.
This is what Medea said. Is she going to say it?
Not her. Not her, y'all. Not her talking about being the mature one in this when she was allowing her underage daughter to sleep with grown men in their 20s, right in front of her face, by the way. But
I am the mature one in this. You hear me? I am the mature one in this. So I address it accordingly. I address my daughter accordingly. If she comes out of her mouth with me, I address that accordingly.
Oh, talk about that.
Match her energy.
Come on now. Come on. Let's get to the next bit. We gotta get to the part where Kosha comes onto the panel. Right, we gotta get to the part where Kosha comes onto the panel.
So it's a little passive, but at the same time, you know, it's
Hold on.
Was, you know, spiritually, emotionally manipulated because I was in a very low space at the time. And so I felt like he was a guiding light that I had to be saved or something.
Hold on. Where does she come on?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
all right. I'm gonna
Awesome.
Let me see.
Sola.
She gonna
Oh,
come up?
where's Sola?
Hold on.
Oh, she dropped.
Trying to get to the point.
States. I shortly then flew back to the States.
Right, this is Akosha explaining her side of the story, okay? Because there's different sides to the story. But anyway, let's go.
We were someone helped us at the time while my mother was working, and we the plans was to get land, was to start building, because I have a husband here in Africa. So we were going to start building and start doing things, start having businesses, setting up shop here before we came back, until my mother met um, her partner, ex-partner, Sola. She said, "You don't have to work." She said, "All you have to do is post videos online, talk about spirituality and stuff." She said, "I got it. I'm going to hold the whole family down." One thing about me, yes, I know what tough love is. I can work for my family. I will do it. So all the people who saying that I'm just feeling like I'm entitled, I'm in a place where I can't work. I'm in Africa. I'm in a third world country. It's not easy here. So anyways, I don't know what my mother's ex has against me, but I didn't do nothing to her. People said we all cook and clean. No, I did it out of love. I did it out of love from my heart.
So, what's your plan like as far as with your current
My
situation
plan
and
is
your
to
young
still,
child?
right now, my plan is to still be here and start building, because we already have a piece of land that my husband's grandmother offered us. And we also want to start setting up businesses here.
That's good.
It's
That's
something about
wonderful. I
my
mean,
tax money that didn't come as yet, I'm
She's getting taxis from America to Africa. Basically, that's what's happening. Her mum spoke about this before. I can't remember what video it was at because I've done so many videos. Well, actually, not so many. I done a few videos of them, and that was actually brought up. That situation was actually brought up on a live. I think I put it on. I can't remember, but I will find them. I'll find it and I'll play it. Well, not today. I'll play it though.
waiting on it, and it will come, but she's praying that it doesn't.
well, I don't think that she's praying that it doesn't. She doesn't strike me as that type of individual.
I
She
have the
really doesn't. I mean,
screenshots, and I can send you. I can send you the screenshots, Medea.
I saw them, but you're only showing what she said. You're not showing what you said.
Yeah, I was upset, and I said I had to be begging online, and she said I cursed my mother
And so
out.
was she.
No, I said I had to.
And so was
I'm
she,
gonna
though.
send you the screenshots. I said I had to be begging people online
Okay.
because they refused to help me.
Oh,
What what do people expect the help to get from? How can I work in a third world country? When I came, I traveled with family. I traveled with my family here. She changed her mind at the last minute before proceeding on to going to Uganda because she held a grudge. We did not call her aside her name. We did not disrespect her. It was a family argument like families have.
what was the grudge about? The argument?
The argument, yes, because we talked about why she didn't send money to my husband in Africa so that he can buy land for us, so that he can start setting up shop.
Well, you just said the family has land, so now you're saying that he didn't have money to buy land. Which is it? He didn't. He have the land, or he don't have the land? That's not clear to me.
For the family, and she also it came to a point in time where I don't know if you guys remember, but we was trying to get him to come to the States, and he not working, he need to step a plate. Let's tell y'all, my husband does everything.
Yeah, to Puerto Rico.
Yes, he knows, he has a lot of talents. He knows how to construct, he knows how to build, he knows about engineering, he knows everything. But being in a third world country is very hard. Major- Majority of the people here live in poverty. Now, I didn't expect to be in this position because of a family argument, but I am. But the time with Puerto Rico,
And you also
she
you also
but she even
I don't want you
sponsored
to
him.
forget that you also
She started the sponsorship for the Puerto Rico, for him to come to Puerto Rico to start working. She started the process. I was starting the process, and it came to a point in time where I needed more money to get the interview. So, because he had to get the interview at the U.S. Embassy, and she was like, "Oh, that's too much money," and she don't know, she don't have it like that, quote unquote. She don't have it like that. But I had the screenshots, like you saw in my story, of her spending thousands on land that is not even in her name because she got scammed by another guy in Africa. My cousin's husband, Kunta,
Oh, that's Kunta.
she was with him and he scammed her. So now she don't got land in her name right now. But my husband was willing to help the family, but she didn't trust him because she thought he would scam her. That's not the truth.
Oh, that's Kunta. Okay.
mm,
Kunta is
interjecting when you were talking
husband,
about,
man.
you didn't expect to be in this situation that you're in. Because remember, you also had that company that you guys were working with.
Yeah, the Get company,
Yeah,
that
so
turned out to
she
be a
went
scam
here.
as well. Because we all make mistakes. I want to say that we all make mistakes here. So that's a part of life.
Yeah.
That's a part of life. It turned
Well,
out to be a
I
scam.
wanted
Well,
to
we didn't
mention it
know.
because for those,
But because we came on the
Mhm.
hopes,
Well,
yeah, she
I
said I
wanted
came
to
on the hopes
mention
of
it.
She's not
Get,
letting her talk.
and I did because I thought that this was a
She's not letting
legit
Medea
company. I
talk.
was working. I didn't want to mention to people. I was a
Medea, she not let you get a word in edgeways. I thought it was a two-way conversation. She's not letting you ask her the question. Why is she crossing you like that, Medea? But anyways, let's continue because I think Medea did actually get the answer out what she wanted.
online company that was bringing me money as well. That's why she said that I chose the company over my mother. Not true. I was already a part of the company before I came to Africa.
Yeah. And I mentioned it because I wanted to make sure that people understood that, you didn't really go to Africa without a financial idea in mind. You had a plan.
Yes.
So
The plans was there. The plans was there, but she was like, she don't know. She don't know. She was like, oh, I can do it in the next few weeks, and then she turned around and never did it. It happened multiple times. She's like, oh, I have the 2,000 ready because land here is like 2,000 is very cheap and under. You can buy land here for like $1,800 cash. You get it. It's in your name. She didn't want to send the money because she said, I don't know that guy. I can't trust that guy. But she saw us when we were already in Uganda with that guy.
hmm.
So I said I also almost went to
I appreciate you being very
Yes,
open
and I want to say,
as far as keeping your side.
thank you. I want to say about, my life, yes, is kind of messed up because I was following a cult leader that is now currently arrested. But I'm no longer a part of Carbonation. I'm no longer a part of that cult. So I was, spiritually, emotionally manipulated because I was in a very low space at the time. And so I felt like he was a guiding light that I had to be saved or something. So that's when I
Nature boy, a guiding light. Oh my word.
school. And that's why my life is the way it is now. But now, what can I do to get the help? Everyone is saying get a job, but I can't in the third world country. I don't have a certificate or a degree, but I'll sure enough make sure my son has a certificate and degree, because I can't go in the past and be like, oh, I could have, should have, would have. Whatever happened already happened. I'm moving on.
Her mother took her out of school because her mom was working for long hours, and there's a whole story behind why she didn't continue school. There's a whole story behind that.
How can I go home? Do you know how much the ticket
You
is
can just
for me and my son?
How much is it?
But I can't go home because I have no sleeping arrangements. That has to be arranged. I don't even have a home because I'm homeless for following a cult that I'm no longer a part of currently.
But Elisa, live stream. I have a lot of lives that I don't post. I just have them in my devices just in case. But when you and your mom were saying everybody's worrying about Nature Boy, and he's a small fry. He didn't do nothing, and innocent. Like, what changed your perspective?
Yeah, that was the past. Yes, I were him. Just my situation, because Sola said, she admitted on the live, I am God. So this was like a mini cult thing. I even have some things
I don't
about,
bash anyone.
There's some things about Sola that I don't want to say as well, because I have respect for myself.
Oh.
Because she has also done some real dirty things here in Africa.
Mm. Are you talking about trying to record you?
Yeah. I'm no longer part of a cult.
You are, in a kind of way.
You're reading the comments.
You're still doing cultish stuff. You're still doing cultish stuff.
That's cool. I just feel like you guys, as far as women, as far as the situation with this woman being your mother's ex, in a relationship, when you blend and bring together a family, we know there's going to be arguments. We know there's going to be turbulence, but you guys came together as a family unit. So I think that my best wish would be that you guys resolve the issue. And continue to support each other as family, if that
was like they went from staying with Barbara to having to going to Texas to be with somebody who in one day put them out. So okay, y'all going to do all of this,
Y'all going to do all of this suffering, and I'm a part of y'all life now. Matter of fact, come, we'll figure this all out together. We'll figure this all out together. And so that's how they initially ended out with me. It's not the fact that I said, okay, I got y'all, I got all of this. But if you suffering, if I know you and you're suffering, then I'm gonna try my best to eliminate that suffer. We're better together than apart. And so that's how I brought us together. Before, I was doing my own thing, they was doing their own thing. Yes, Onika was supposed to work, she was supposed to do hair and all this and that. But when she started telling me how, she was wanting to build on in her spiritual life, and how work wasn't doing it for her, I was like, well, don't put yourself through that. We can do this together. And so that's where it came from. That's where it came from. Us support. We had a plan to do it together, get through it together. But a lot transpired. I can't put that on nobody at all. And I told you that I didn't want to talk too much about, the failed relationship. I didn't want to talk too much about that, because that's a whole nother story. Onika wasn't online, bashing me or saying anything that needed clarity. It was a cautious, so that's why I came on. But Onika know, what the deal is with us and what happened, along the way. She knows that. She knows about the demon that she possessed, and she knows about, some of the demons that came out.
Oh no. She lost signal again, guys. Well, wow. I'm just floored. They clearly have some conversations that need to be had, or not. They could. Solar, Sister Sola. If you catch this on the replay, because I'm about to wrap it up if she doesn't come back, before I hop off.
She is. So about time she is some of our ages, she's going to be an amazing woman. She has plenty of time to get her life back on track. And she does need, some help. And I don't think like $5 or $2 is a lot, to ask somebody. In Africa, that can go a long way. And I'm not begging anybody to help her, but it is kind. She is a young lady with a young child. At least a lot of us have been single mothers, at times. And when she was with me, she was a single mother. Now she isn't. But Africa is not easy. It's not easy. So when she's begging, it seems like she's begging. She's not begging. She's really a mother trying to feed her child. And that is facts all day.
Do you know why they remain in Africa if the conditions are so harsh?
Oh, I don't really know, because I know that when Alicia was up here and someone said, why don't you go back to America? And she made a statement like, do you know how much it costs? So if she's begging for just asking for donations for like $2 or $5, I could imagine it could be very hard for her to get thousands of dollars to return. And on the other side, I don't know if she really, really wants to come back. I don't know. I never asked her those questions. And I was waiting for those questions to be asked too, since people were asking, do you want to come back? Do you don't want to come back? But I know that if she's asking for $2 or $3 or $4 and showing you, look, if you give me $5, look, I was able to eat this. And this is it. She's showing you what her money is going towards. And it's not a lot. She's not spending a whole lot of money on no clothes and flashy. And if she does go get pizza, that pizza and stuff in Africa ain't nothing like America's money. It's $3, $4, $5 that, somebody might have cash at her. Let her live. Let her get a little pizza. That's nothing. But I'm sure it's a lot of money to come from Africa, to America. But I don't know if she wants to come back or not. I've never even really asked her that. I honestly, if I get extra $5, I just send it to her, because it's not gonna. She can't get rich with $5, and it can't hurt. I mean, it can't help. I'm sorry, it can't hurt. $5 can't hurt. My pocket, and it could help her. So, and I'm in love with that baby. I love that baby. I want that baby to have everything
that he needs. Yep. Teach English.
She said there are no Taco Bells in Africa. I kind of was just joking. I know that there's no Taco Bell
Her
in
husband,
Africa.
her husband in Uganda could get a job as a correctional officer, and he could anywhere from 51,000 to 64,000 annually.
What?
You heard
What did
me.
that? I wonder what that. That's a lot of money.
Yes, it
Promoting
is.
the cookbook. But he's
She
working.
promoted a
Success
cookbook
takes
that I don't
time.
think came out.
Okay, is this her in the chat? Spiritual Elise?
Yeah, I think so.
Alicia?
Yes. Yes.
Promoting the cookbook. I mean, yeah,
Promoting her
promoting the
cookbook.
cookbook. That's a great start. Stomach ulcers can stop him from
Her
busting.
cookbook isn't even finished yet.
You can see Peter Warby in the same frequency, no sleep. No sleep. I exist in the now. I don't exist in no other time but the now. Know thyself. Know thyself. It is very important that you know thyself is an African proverb. That's an African proverb, know thyself. And you're going to realize you're in the center of all this. You're in the center of all of this. All of this, you're in the center. You have the center position. You have the main role in this. You're the main role. You're the main character in your story. Know yourself. You're the main character in your story. Peace, love, and light. What's going on? Peace, love, light, and darkness. Oneness. Start greeting everyone with the oneness. Oneness now.
Peace, love, and
Oneness.
light, and darkness.
Better together than apart. Better together than apart. Better together than apart. Okay. Oneness.
What? What you
You know who
say?
she kind of sounds like? You know who she kind of sounds like to
Who?
me?
Who?
What's her name that Velvet went to go live with? She said that peace, love, and integrated darkness.
Oh,
What's her
Venus
name?
Sublime.
Venus Sublime. Exactly, oh son. That's all of these people sound exactly the same. She was on drugs. Did you know? Taylor, I'm not surprised. How do these people afford drugs? That's what I want to know.
Donations.
Aaron said she sounds like Miss Cleo.
So all of y'all people.
Is she? Wait a minute. Where is she from?
Now, don't do Miss Cleo.
Runs off, leave the girl in the country that you're from, I think, but don't quote me on it. Not only that, she's doing what she was doing with her cousin, and they do all that. So I just thought I'll talk a little bit about this because people talk about enablers. There are some enablers who enable the wrong things. Not only that, there's so much things going on in the world, like the present. There's so much things going on in the world. These women live in probably hotel situations, whatever, and they don't understand that other people need money to live out here, need money to live. Even the working ones, when they're working, they have all the taxes to pay, they have this to pay, they have that to pay. We are not as like you, where we can travel from Puerto Rico to the States to somewhere else. Nobody, unless they have a real good job, a millionaire, billionaire, they can do that. Or they're kind of middle class levels. And like, there's no fault about anything. It's very. Okay, so this is my uptake on when Alicia was begging for her husband, for people to give her money for her husband. So it all correlates together. Now Now the bit they was talking about was the cookbook. The cookbook was by the lady in Birmingham who had a cookbook, and her and Alicia Kosher and the Light Body Goddess had a whole falling out about it because she apparently the person who first did the book was the lady in Birmingham, but hold on, I think I better just go straight to the video where she's asking for people to bring her husband because that's more to the point of what's going on at this present moment. Um, she was saying that how she wanted people to help her to bring him here, to bring him to the oh, I might as well just do this one. To bring him to where she is. Let me see if I can find it. I don't think it's on this live. I did it. I think it's on this live. No, it's not that live. So let me see if I can find it. Because she was very rude in saying what she had to say, kosher. But now she's saying something that was different. So let's play it.
Hold on, let me read this comment. I'm so sorry I'm not able to donate. That's fine. Thank you. Thank you, sis. You can also share the message, in any shape or form, because you never know who this may reach. You never know who can support this. But not a lot of people know the story about me and my husband. Or I haven't really been going live, so you guys are not seeing my personal life. But basically, I do have a husband that is currently in Africa, and he really wants to be with his family. It's very emotional for me currently because, the only thing that's separating us right now is money. And it's just like, what more can I say? We need to support real love. That's all I'm saying. We need to support people who want to be together, people who want to be united, people who are not using each other just because they got something. And that's how most people are literally, some people are literally saying, oh, go get a new nigga. You don't need that man. No, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be the one to do it. Because I would never use somebody just because they have something materialistic. That is fake. That is fake and phony. My husband did so much. My husband has done so much for me, so much for his family. When I was pregnant, he used to cook for me. He used to go out and get groceries. He has done so much for me. Literally. I value him for who he is. For who he is. He is a talented, well-rounded individual. He's not out here just scrolling on Instagram all day, being an internet bot. Like some men out here. Being someone who doesn't value women, disrespects women. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional right now because it's just like, I can't even express to y'all how much and it's literally has been like ever since I was 6 months pregnant. That's when I left him. And people don't know how I really feel about this. People don't know because I go on Instagram and I post my shit, but people don't know what's really going on with me emotionally. And it's like, I'm not here faking nothing. Like, I wouldn't be here crying if it was someone that I don't care about, someone who doesn't treat me good. Like, this man treats me so good. And he really wants to be with his son. And I can't control what's going on. Like, I wish I had the money to get him here, but I really don't. I cannot work because I don't have an ID. I literally just turned 18 and people are not understanding that So people need to have more compassion. Like, put yourself in my shoes. Put yourself in my shoes. If this was you, you would do anything. You would go live. You would tell people, please get help. I want my family back. Please help get my husband here. You know, we're literally divided right now because of money. Because of money. And this shit is sad. People can't even feel what I'm going through because people are literally living in survival mode. Like, they will say, oh, get a new man who can work, who can provide for you, because that's called surviving. But I'm here, I'm on a different journey. I'm on a spiritual journey. I'm about healing. I'm about breaking generational curses. I'm not about about to sit here and do the same things that my mother or grandmother has done. Because women in my family, they do that. They will be in a relationship with somebody just because they have something, money, and they don't even have a real connection, a real bond. Like, people don't value the fact that I'm asking help to get my husband here naturally. I'm not selling a product. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not working. I'm not trying to sell a product to nobody. I'm literally just selling.
What I'm also gonna go to is the book situation. I think I need to that book situation, the unfinished book, what Medea was talking about. Let me see if I can find the unfinished book situation. Because like I said, every single receipt falls in together. The lady who was helping them to write the book, the lady whose cash app that they used as well. That's another one to think about. I know I talk a bit slow. I just heard myself. It sounded really weird. I'm just like, they have done a lot to a lot of people. They've done a lot to a lot of people. Let me see if I could find the book situation. Right, this is the book situation.
Save the life, so it's a bit of a disappointment.
Okay, so they restarted up the live, and then they're gonna start talking about the lady who was helping them with the flight, and then they're gonna go into a whole mix of emotions. Then they're gonna start talking about Puerto Rico. So we're gonna go around long for this ride, this mad ride.
Fine. I have proof, honey. I showed all the proof on the last live that you couldn't get to join. Showed all the proof. Showed all the proof of your life. Why can't you show the proof that I owe you? You trying to tell me I owe 2 ticket money?
Now remember, she says she don't be in drama, Remember that, right?
Ticket money. I don't even have a bank account. I can't even make the phone call. You're the only one that can make the phone call to these people. And you're telling me that they're going to give. I can't add her. I can't add her because my phone doesn't allow it. I tried it before. We tried to go live before. It don't happen. I showed the proof, and she can't show no proof right now. Exactly. How do I know? I don't know. I asked her. I said, can you show me? Let me go back. Let's go back to this right now. Let's go back to this. Oh, she called me. Yes, let's go back to this. Where I asked her, people are sending in donations. How much did you receive? She did not even respond to that. I said, people are trying to get confirmation of how much, of if I received a donation or not. And she didn't even respond to that. She did not even respond to that. And now you're bashing us, calling us liars, calling us how we're trying to get donations, or we're trying to live off donations. But I have my own business. I have a skill. I don't have to beg for donations, but I ask for donations because we actually need help. And this is not permanent. This is just temporary. This is not a permanent thing. I don't live like that. I've been in Puerto Rico, we've been in Costa Rica, now we're in Africa. When did you ever see me asking and begging for donations until now because of our situation, because of the misfortune that happened? This is why this is happening. So
We're asking her, did you receive this?
Yeah, someone sent the $30. I'm asking her. She didn't even respond to that.
Because they was
They don't
using the
even
lady's
respond.
cash app.
I think that's what was doing that. The screenshots.
It's good it's getting close up because then I can see everything.
No, let's do a fucking rerun of the fucking house.
Now remember, this is the young lady who's talking calmly about her husband earlier. This is how she is normally.
Who didn't see the living condition we're in. Come on, let's get up and do a rerun. You don't want the phone to die. We're gonna do a rerun
It's only at 2%.
The house to show that we are living with no fridge. We are living with no pillow. This is the bed that we're sleeping on. Me and my mother have to sleep on because we are not getting no money coming in, you know, from a job or anywhere. We're not working right now. We are asking the people to support our community, to support us. But you're saying that we're begging when you're the one who said, screenshot, that if I was you, I would be going live. If I was you, I would be going live. So let's pull that up right now.
Shaming us for asking for help, but she just literally have her messages saying.
If I was you, I would be going live. You really need all the people's help, donations right now, without feeling ashamed.
This is what she said, without feeling ashamed. Now you're shaming me for saying something. Look at it. Just because the money didn't get to you because you want the money, this is why you're upset. This is what it is. Because look at what's happening here. If I was you,
you're saying that
y'all really need. She said y'all really need all the people's help that you guys can get.
Yes. All of that is being exposed. Now you're saying that a whole bunch of comments. And you sent a whole book, saying that you're going through the same thing we're going through. But that's a lie. Now let's pull this up. My kids eat well and triple extra that day. I wish you was able to feed your kids and not go through what you're going through. And now need other people's earn money.
Yeah,
that is stone cold. You are stone cold. And you need to have more compassion in your heart because you know what it's like to have kids. You got 2 kids of your own. I am pregnant. And yes, I'm young. Yes, I'm young. So we need help. I need help. And I'm not ashamed. We're not ashamed for asking for help from the public. I am not. We are not ashamed.
And she says she's going like an army. The same.
I honestly don't care. Y'all need to show proof of whatever y'all saying, because we got proof, we got screenshots of what we're going through. We are not lying. So we're gonna do another live again, showing the house, again showing that we're literally using an outdoor charcoal stove. That we're sleeping with no pillow.
Were you in Africa?
That's a shame of you. You're over 40 years old arguing with me, young old me. Yes, that's what you're doing.
She's over 40 and she's arguing with a 70-year-old. 54
Was she 17?
What's up with all the negativity? When I tried to get your attention all day yesterday, you refused to respond. You refused. So I sent one little message, and now it's getting to all this negativity because of one message that I sent you.
Did I miss that part? Did I miss that she was 17?
And I said, okay, that's how you be getting exposed for all the nasty shit you said. She said, show them that is true. And I said, yeah, and the truth is that you are a liar. Also, you don't have any proof that showing that your bank account was charged twice. We need to see that. That's one big old lie. So what's going on is that Grand Chieftess under here in these comments, she is the reason why Chieftess I missed the flight the 22nd. She made her miss her flight the second time.
Really, you know what, right? But you lot lied on that one too. So don't even bother come with that one, right? Right. The lady said, and I remember this really. I remember this situation because it's a situation. She got the money because the lady explained it. She got the money for the flight and she paid, and then I think she rebooked it or something. And what happened is that either she took the money for something else, because she ended up in the airport, right? She was in the airport, seemed like for like 2 days, I think it was. And she missed the flight, right? So, like I said, like, they are very scammy. There's a lot of scams going on, right? There's a lot of scams going on, right? And this is why there was an argument between her and Grand Chieftess. So all this saying I'm not into drama, because remember in the live what she did, she said she's not into drama. But there's numbers of videos, probably probably from even Medea, even because I know Medea was also doing videos on you guys around about the same time when he was in Uganda, of drama, because Grand Chieftess is one of those, she gets fed up, she doesn't like to talk, she doesn't like to do all that, she don't like to get into that, because you can tell by her whole stance on the thing. So by Solar coming out and Army coming out is nothing new. Like I said yesterday or day before yesterday, it's nothing new. These women do this all the time, all the time, right? The lady also wanted to do a vegan cookbook or something to that respects. And I think Alicia, let me put it down because I can see it clear. Alicia did the cookbook as well. And people, sometimes when people do things and somebody else have their idea, right, that's arguments by itself. And the cookbook didn't continue either to sell or whatever else is going on. And after that, he went quiet about the cookbook. So that cookbook situation, that one's sorted. That one's already. But they do actually get into arguments a lot with people. I don't know whether anybody is able to do compilations on this, because they have a lot of arguments with people, their family, which is normal. Obviously, right, you have arguments with your family. That's perfectly normal. Um, but it's literally like every person that helps them, they get burnt, even including the donors. Anybody gets burnt by them. And the girl, like, as you see, at that time she was 17. She was pregnant at that time when they made this live. So there's a whole heap. I mean, I feel like I've got to edit videos because I just listened to myself, and I just said I was so slow in the starting. But I think it was a time when she was begging for the husband, for people to send her money so she can get her husband to Puerto Rico. When it didn't work out, obviously, right, when Solar came along, that was like, yeah, this woman can help me now. And that's how she ended up back in Uganda. So the long and short of the whole thing is they are scam. The lady is a scam. She's a want-to-be cult leader. She wants to be a cult leader because, as one of the ladies said, she was the one who started those source Menelin, or tried to start source Menelin. There's also Mashan, who was also around her, and I'm not going to bring up Mashan's situation because I'm sure Mashan doesn't want that brought up all over again. She doesn't want to go through all that craziness again because, like I said, Mashan was stranded also in Tanzania. So like I said, all the stories all line up. Every single story lines up. Not all of the same. It's a pattern to it. There is definitely a pattern to it, right? And I don't know. I don't know whether Elizabeth told her bit to do with this situation as well, because they really deal with people a certain way when they do out whatever they have out of you, then they treat you like rubbish, or they start arguments, or they start drama, or something happens. Like, actually, and I'm actually surprised that Alicia was so calm on the live with Medea. Is like, because she's very very reactionary. She's a very reactionary young lady. There's a video that I also have of her on the stairwell somewhere giving a whole download. She gave a whole download. She keeps saying she's not part of the cult. I don't know. Like a lot of them say they're not part of the cult, but they're part of the cult. Like, the so-called fringe members. I think she comes under a fringe member. Okay. So there's one, if I could find it, where she was on the stairs somewhere, the stairs in a whole download. And then I think I'm just going to leave it there, because it's just crazy that how you was doing all this, and now because you see that how either you got called out or whatever the case may be, and now you're saying that how you denounced the thing. But wait a minute, Musa denounced the cult, but he's still going on like although he's in the cult, right? So I don't know. They say. Well, I think when they're in a corner, they try to twist it. They try to twist and say, "Oh no, I'm not part of that. Oh no, I'm not part of this. I'm not part of this." But I'm gonna show you this little bit of her. She looks so mad. No, this is when she was 17 and pregnant.
Because you were forced to go to school. Your mother had to beat you if you even resisted going to school.
I'm only going to show a little bit of this, mind you.
For 8 or 9 hours and sit there like a puppet and just be quiet and submit to the system. That was by force. You didn't have a choice, or else your mother would be arrested. That's illegal to not go to school in the system if you're under the age of 18. Or 16, sorry. You were forced to go to church. They got some grandmothers out there that will beat your ass if you don't wake up at 6 a.m.
So bad. And that's the same spot where the robbery happens.
To believe in an invisible God. You was forced to believe in an invisible God. You was forced.
At this point, they're doing downloads now. So let's hear the ramblings of an idiot.
It was not by a choice. When we were in back in the days in Africa, right? Before the savages came, we were speaking our African language. We did not know fucking English. They had to come in with their bullshit language. Force us, beat us to learn the English language. That's how we know the English language now. Because of the white people. Because of our oppressors. That's why we know. It was by force. So we gotta use that same force of being mentally enslaved to free our fucking selves. We gotta use that same force, that same pressure.
Right.
So
not beating to nobody, but
the same pressure as in no, not beating. But mentally on our toes, we gotta be on our toes mentally. True. We have to be on the knowledge. We have to be always studying, always practicing the knowledge. We gotta be living out the knowledge. We can't be playing around. It's not a game. Because this is a spiritual warfare. Against the physical and the non-physical. We're spiritual beings. They made us forget who we are. Because they forced us to do shit that we was not meant.
She just sounds so aggressive. Like, how are you delivering a message and you're doing it so aggressively, but you want people to listen to you and support you?
I can't wake you up by being like, oh my gosh, do you know who you are? You know that you're a God and that, you're supposed to be living free amongst the earth. How are y'all going to listen if there's no one that's applying no pressure? The message has to have pressure in it. For movement, for change to happen, it has to have, you got to apply pressure for.
Anyway, we're not going to linger. I'm not going to linger. Like, there was one where they were eating food. Man, these two women are something else, honestly. There was one, let me see. There's one where they were eating food somewhere. Let me see if my day is good. There's been so much different situations with these women. I'm just like, bro. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I could find it. There's one where they're sitting eating food. And there's also one where they was talking about what people's got and what people ain't got and what this one got and what that one ain't got. And you're just thinking to yourself, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh my gosh, I wonder if I could find it. I wonder if I can find it. because there's been so many, so many, so many. Oh, I bet I can't find it. As usual, you know how it goes. I can't find it. Because I remember Medea had it. And I'm just like, wow, like, you know, you said you leave in Babylon, you're doing Babylonian things, you know, in Puerto Rico, wherever they was. They literally was living the life of like how Nature Boy was living it, you know, trying to mimic the same way as well. Oh, I don't even think she got the video now. But there's so many situations. It's just like to go into all of that situations because to them they ain't doing nothing bad or oh no, what I'm doing this for humanity. Remember they always say I'm doing this for humanity. I'm doing this for humanity. I'm gonna have to go back to my videos. I'm doing this for humanity, right? But they were sitting there eating. I don't even think I got it. I don't think I got that one. But there's one where I think where they show the family as well, and they was explaining about the family and what happened to them, their family, and they was also saying how your living is bad and we're living good and stuff like that. I did actually have the one with the snooker table. I don't think I even got it on this one. Like I said, there's been so much times like you're just like watching them. I had to take a break from them at one point because it was getting ridiculous. It was getting so ridiculous. It wasn't one thing, it was something else.
Anything here. And even the country is growing, so they should come and grow with it. Grow with it, exactly. There you go. There you go. Exactly. So that's the best thing to do now. Peace.
Right, that's Puma.
Okay. Yeah, you do have your peace and love.
I might not play all of this because it's on the channel.
Some real defined information. Just drop some gems on the Or someone said so what happened with the airport. Check out my other lives, please, as to why I'm still here in Uganda. Check out my other lives so you guys can know. I updated everyone on what happened and why I'm still here. And in the meantime, we was just went into other topics, you know, about Africa and about what's happening, what's going to be happening in the States, you know, like.
Yeah, man, I don't want to stay on here longer than I have to, right? Because I've done like it's like going into 2 hours now, and I don't want to prolong this whole mad experience because, to be honest, when I first saw Empress I, right, again, she was like, it seemed like she had moved on. She wasn't part of the cult or none of that, right? And it's just like when you're watching Tory and certain ones when they come out of cults. So obviously you're happy for them. You're thinking they're doing something worthwhile. And then as it progressed more and more, I started to see that there was different issues coming up, different issues, like asking people for money and all this. And she's still doing it. She still is doing it. I think after the cousin disappeared, that's when I stopped. I wouldn't say reporting. It's not really reporting. It's because like when you see people like yourselves doing stuff, you want to know that they are doing good and doing good stuff. The cousin was really doing good stuff in Tanzania. She really was. I believe she was glowing over there. She was happy. She had her man. She had her child. She just seemed so happy. And as soon as she left, and met with her cousin. I think it all went downhill after that. And I do, and I and I'm and it was so weird. It was so weird because it's like the cousin started doing downloads again. The cousin had stopped doing downloads for a period of time, and then it's like she started to do downloads all over again. And I was like, what the hell is going on? And when you started to see certain stuff, so to me, all this coming out have to come out about the two of them. Like with most things, it's the same with Nature Boy and his shenanigans. When people started leaving, they start talking. You know what I mean? They start talking, and like I said, they took opportunity. They sort like in this case, every person they encountered is like their cash cow. Obviously, the daughter has a focus for the man that she's with, and she wants other people to take care of him. And you can't do that. Being that he's from the country itself, really, traditional African men normally do actually take care of their women, or the man and the woman will be working some kind of something. And not only that, basically finding out that how you took the man from another woman, he might find another woman and leave you as well. African men has been known to do this. It's either you have to give them a child or something. They will leave. They will leave you. They are prone to do this. So for now, I think Elisa is in a bubble. Is in a bubble wrap. She's in a bubble. She is my husband. My husband. My husband. My husband. My husband. My husband. You're literally in a funny place because you still is an American woman in Africa. Now, recently, 3 American women passed away in Gambia, and I think they were seeing somebody in Africa. So if I was her, I'd be very careful when she's over there, right? Because like they might think that how right you might be bringing the money to them. You know what I'm saying? There's all sorts of angles that can be looked at, and you cannot make excuses for your man. I mean, fair enough, you'll talk up for your man, but you can't make excuses for him. That's like my man make excuses for me. So I would just basically keep watching the situation. That's how I feel at this moment. But I basically had to put up an update what's going on with these women because I literally stopped talking about them. It was ongoing. It's almost like drainage. Like the woman, the mother is very toxic. The daughter is toxic. And even though you're wishing them well sometimes in a kind of a way, it's like they take it on as something else. And you're just like, what is wrong with you? Like, so now I brought it up to date. I think I'm going to leave it there where it comes to them too. I'm just going to watch. If I feel there is something going on and I need to talk about it, them, being that they are connected to the cult, I might do it and I might not. So, I mean, Medea's doing a great job already. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Lisa says what, and others, because like there's a variety of people that's covering the cult, all different angles as well, right? So, um, and I said my bit yesterday. I'm not gonna go back into that whole thing because yesterday I was so mad. Yesterday, like my body was literally not yesterday, day before yesterday. Yesterday I was a little bit unwell. Um, it's like it's a whole energy with them, and it's like they talk about energy, but they don't understand the energy to which they are putting out on these airwaves here, right? The airwaves that you're putting out. Not only that, right? You are representing a set of people, right? Already, who's already looked down on, cast aside, however you look at it. And this is how, and you're representing a set of people, and it's just like crazy. And also, you're looks like you're trying to sound like conscious at the same time, and all this, that, and the other. And it's like it's not like that. Like a lot of people say conscious community is dead. I'm beginning to think that as well myself because of the products that is coming out now. Even though the stuff that is happening now probably was happening before, but now these women again seen or heard, and stuff is getting brought out about them. Now there is somebody who was actually in Source Menelin, and she's written a book as well, right? And I said, like, I mean, so I don't know whether I should promote it or promote. I don't know, because like I think anything connected to the cult, I won't promote it. But she has written a book. Elizabeth, who was trafficked by Empress I, was has written a book. So um at this point, I think I'm just going to leave it there. There's nothing more to be said. You lot scam and scam and scam and scam, and now all your BS is being found out. Now you want to rebuttal and say all sorts of craziness and come out and say, "Oh, I thought you loved me." But to be honest, if right, if you're not respected and you're helping out and you're doing all this stuff and all that stuff, obviously you're going to get to a point where like you will be so frustrated you have to talk about it, especially if like you see certain situations. And I feel this is what happened with the lady. I think she had enough, and the other lady as well. So with that said, I'm going to leave it right there. I know I've got to cut a bit out. I've got to cut one bit out. So I mean, I don't I'm going to lose the chat. Let me just warn everybody, I'm going to lose the chat because when I edit it, but it's okay because as long as it gets put out, because people are going to join these people thinking that they're in nature and they're in the eco thing and they're in the da 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 da, and it's not the case. It's not the case. It's not the case. You're better off going to real proper retreats, paying real money, and going to retreats and going to actual things as people with actually doing stuff, because therefore, right, you're not going to get had by these people. She wants a cult. She wants to be Junior Nature Boy right now, Lady Nature Boy. And like I said, I'm just going to sit and watch and listen. And I'm also might put in my 5p in too. So with that said, I'm going to leave it right there, okay? Because I'm not going to go into like till 12 o'clock talking about Empress I. No, not doing it today. But like I said, I'm doing the part 1 and this is the part 2. And yeah, please leave a comment underneath. Tell me exactly what you think of what's going on with these two women. Yeah. So with that said, I'll leave it right there. Take care. Thank you, Ghetto Child, for coming through. Hood Therapy for coming through. Shadow for coming through. And I'll see you in the next live. Later. Bye.